Hi there. Taking a look at Patons Grace yarn. This is a yarn you can get from Yarnspirations.com. And the colors that I have are Orchid and Blush. Orchid is a pretty purple color, and Blush is a pale pink, almost a flesh tone. Will be good for a flesh tone if you needed that. Alright, Patons Grace is a lightweight yarn. To knit with it, you need a size 5 knitting needle, 3.75 millimeters. You'll get 24 stitches and 32 rows in a 4x4 inch or 10 centimeter square. To crochet, use a size F5 hook, 3.75 millimeter, and you'll get 21 single crochets and 24 rows in a 4x4 inch and 10 centimeter square. Each skein is 50 grams or 1.75 ounces. And I do not see the yardage here. Oh, there it is. 125 meters or 136 yards. It is 100% mercerized cotton, and mercerized cotton has been treated so it's very slick and silky. This yarn is best for making garments. It would not be good for making dishcloths because it would not have the absorbency or the grip of a regular cotton yarn. So this is more for bags or clothing, and it's really good for baby clothes because it's just so comfortable on the skin. But you do need to keep in mind that this is a special care yarn. So if you do make baby items and give it as a gift, make sure that the parents are aware of the care for this yarn. To take care of this, it's hand wash only, no bleach, dry flat away from the sunlight, do not iron, and do not dry clean. So it does take special care. Okay, let's check it out. I went ahead and started pulling from the center of the purple skein, so that's what we're going to use. Alright, let's start off with crochet. This yarn is a very good yarn. It's been available for such a long time. There are a lot of people who use this yarn. It's very popular for good reason. It has very good stitch definition, and the project that you make with it is long lasting because it's cotton, and it is beautiful. It all turns out very nice in the end. I'm thinking of using my yarn, my Patons Grace, to make a cardigan that has a color design, like a Fair Isle kind of design on it. I've got several skeins of the natural shade, which is almost like an ecru, I guess you would call it, and several other single color skeins. So that's what my plan is for using my yarn. After you get used to using this yarn, it does have a nice flow to it. I'm using a plastic crochet hook, the Crochet Light hook that turns on, lights up. I like my little light up hooks. They're fun to use. Always blows people's minds when I use these. Like sometimes I'll go sit at a sports bar and I'll work on a crochet project while I'm sitting there, and I'll be sitting there at night, and then you know how they turn the lights down, when the later in the night, and I'll turn my little hook on and people are like, "What?" And they come look over my shoulder and watch me crochet. It's fun. One thing to remember with using a mercerized cotton like this, it will, if you have arthritis like I do, you'll start to have a little bit of pain in your hands from using it, and the reason that happens is because it is a cotton yarn, which has no give. So just work with the yarn as long as you can, and then take a break. Sometimes what I do is I will make a cotton project and another project with wool or acrylic yarn to give my hands a break in between. So that's just advice for anyone else out there that has arthritis like I do. If you don't have arthritis, it won't bother you at all. You'll be fine. You'll be a happy camper. I remember those days when I was young. Sit around and do stuff for ages and hours at a time. There we go. So you can see the lovely stitch design. Pretty stitch definition with singles and with doubles. Very nice. And it unravels like a dream. It just flows. So if you're making any mistakes, it's easy to fix. Easy peasy. So now let's do some knitting with it. Might be able to get one more on there. Maybe two more. Maybe three more. No, that's enough. Alright, let's see here. Oh, I forgot to look at how many plies this yarn has. I think it's 4 ply. Let's see. Yep, 4 plies. It is a 4 ply yarn. In case you wanted to know. But it has a really good twist, so it will not split as you're working on it. This yarn would be good for beginners if they needed to learn to knit with tiny needles. This would be a good yarn to do it with. Just keep in mind that it is a slippery yarn. So you, if you are a beginner, you might feel more comfortable using this yarn with bamboo or wood needles. Sometimes the tools make all the difference. It's true. Sometimes you'll be working with a yarn and you'll be like, I hate this yarn. And then if you try a different knitting needle or a different hook, you'll say, oh, this yarn's awesome. So it depends on the tools sometimes. So don't give up on a yarn without trying different needles or hooks. You just need to find the right match for it. The needles I'm using right now are vintage plastic needles. I do not know who makes them. I don't think I know. Let me finish this row and then I'll look at the end of one and see if I can see a name on it. Nope, it's just a number. It just says 5. I don't see a name anywhere. Do not know, but I've had these. I think I got these on eBay many years ago. I love them. I've always liked those vintage plastic needles. They just feel good in my hands. I don't know what kind of plastic they used, but it's nice. I've tried all kinds of different needles. I've tried wood and bamboo and glass. It's not really glass, it's Pyrex. And bone. So I've tried several different kinds of needles, and I just really like these old plastic ones. They're like my favorite. I have some interchangeables. I like the Denise interchangeables. And I have some Boy interchangeables that I use in a pinch. I keep those in my car so that if I have a new yarn I want to try, then I know I have every size needle in the car. But I actually prefer fixed circulars. I guess since I have arthritis, I don't really like having to work to put my needles together. I'd rather have them ready to roll. So I have a box full of circulars, fixed circulars. There. Alright. Lovely stitch definition. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Pretty stockinette at the top. Pretty garter stitch at the bottom. This would be so fun to use for making Barbie things for dolls, because the stitch definition is so beautiful. Or for babies, or you can make a headband with this, it would be gorgeous. Or for adults, of course, anything you want to make with that would be wonderful. And I live in the South, so I would love to have a garment knitted with this, because it feels good and comfortable against the skin, and it's not hot. It'll be cool and comfortable. So there's my review of Patons Grace yarn, 100% mercerized cotton. Available from Yarnspirations.com. Talk to you later. Bye.